My name is Christopher Helm, and I'm the managing director of the holding company, which is called Helm and Nagel GmbH. So you might recognize my German accent. We're a German-based company, and we develop all of our software in-house. And if you look at the next slide, you have heard already several solutions to allow better construction sites and better results during the construction. But everyone who has been on holiday or has been out of the office for 1 or 2 days knows this issue, which will be presented on the next slide, is like a super full inbox. And if you have something like this, like inbox with 12,000 mails not read, it's probably not the best case. But you're not the only one facing this issue. And on the next slide, you see our reference customers, which all face this issue, that they have input challenge, like information coming in and tasks which are created, and they need to work on it in the office. And this is most of the time highly manual. So if you switch on the next slide, you will roughly see the costs which occur for every email which comes in or for every document which gets processed. It's 23 euros. And our AI solution helps our enterprise customers to read any text like a human being and trigger workflows afterwards. So we have done several projects, and just to give you an estimate about how much time can be saved, we switch to the next slide. And there you see, using our AI solution, which reads text as a human and can really understand it and trigger workflows afterwards, we reduce time by 80% because we can actually automate all those emails or all those documents which come in, which are more routine tasks. And we give your employees more than 2 hours of work where they can actually concentrate, be creative, and collaborate. So on the next slide, you see the typical tasks a human does, which is reading a document or an email, capture all the information, and type or even copy-paste information to your ERP system. Our software, which is on the next slide also, does this fully automatically. So we classify any incoming email or document, we structure the content, and trigger follow-up actions. So how is it possible? This is the question of our company history on the next slide. And this is only possible because of more than 5 years of hard work with super specialized AI technologists. We currently have 2 locations, which is close to Frankfurt and in Munich. And I want to show you some insights we are providing to the clients, which is on the next slide, an insurance contract, which can be fully understood by our machine already. We also have, on the next slide, handwriting, which can be fully automated. And on the next slide, it's a direct implementation at one of our reference customers. But just to jump into the project we're doing with Deutsche Bahn, or DB Netz to be correctly, is the Planfeststellungsverfahren. So let's do the German word, which is a planning procedure. And this is on the next slide. Where we focus on is reading a Planfeststellungsbeschluss. So the Eisenbahnbundesamt gives DB Netz some to-dos to work on during the construction site, and DB Netz needs to make sure that all those to-dos are covered and documented. And on the next slide, you see that this is a tough work because you have more than 250 to-dos by the Eisenbahnbundesamt. You need to read 350 pages, and you roughly spend more than 1,000 minutes just to cover, okay, what do I need to do to plan and proceed working on the construction site? Our AI technology has solved this in parts already. So we want to have after 100 days, we will have a working solution already. And our AI solution discovers in 350 pages the tasks which need to be done and provides DB Netz the opportunity to document and also put those tasks in a timeline. And on the next slide, you see our status quo. So our machine already understands Planfeststellungsbeschlüsse, and within that, you find different tasks, which are called Auflagen in German. And all those Auflagen are most of the time covered in those documents. So in the next slide, you see you have different opportunities to do task management today. You can integrate to Jira, to Microsoft Teams, to MS Projects, or different applications by DB Nets, for example, DB Inge, to work on those to-dos. And on the next slide, it's our proposed solution, which will be the integration. Any tasks in the Planfeststellungsbeschluss will be forwarded to a task management system used by DB Nets. And the cool thing is that you not only have the task which was created automatically, but also the backlink into the document, so a human can go into that and say, is it really how the machine understood it? So it's really explainable AI here. And on the next slide, you see a fast forward picture, how it will look in February. So we will automatically create tasks, add a backward link, and also provide the context in written form. So a human can really work on this task without scrolling through 350 pages every time. And just to let you discover our system, it's a self-servicing tool which can be hosted on premises and also in the cloud, which is already live. And enterprise customers use it for more than 5 years. We would be more than happy if you go on our homepage, www.konfuzio.com, register and train your own AI so you have less work in your email inbox or any post which you receive via snail mail. So thanks for listening.
Thank you, Christopher. I will definitely go and train my own AI. That sounds super exciting. And yeah, I'm very happy to announce that there are some questions already here for you. So question number 1. Are there already highly... sorry, I'm still at the wrong question form. Are there questions for Konfuzio? No, I thought there were some. Okay, now would be the time for the audience to ask your questions. Maybe while we are waiting for the questions, is there somebody from the BIM World team here that could make some announcements on our further proceedings?
So as you pitch most of the time, I can also ask myself a question, which is...
Now I have the question on screen. Okay. I have questions for you, Christopher. You don't have to ask your own questions. So I have some here. So question number 1 coming in from the audience. How does your technology differ in comparison to OCR or scanning providers?
Thanks for the question. This is like everyone has perhaps like Abby or OpenText in the company, and they just do one thing, which is digitalizing scanned documents. So you have this in your, for example, archive. And what we make out of a document is actionable insights. So you put a document in, and our machine really understands the content and triggers workflow afterwards. So for example, a user provides like, I want to change my address in your CRM system, and we will automate this. A normal scanning provider will just say, I received a document and a human needs to look at it.
All right, thank you very much for clarifying. I have a second question here. Can data scientists use the Konfuzio Smart View to generate training data? Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Like most of our clients do it because they think, and some are smarter than our data scientists because they have like the like business department knowledge, and they use our application to collect training data, create also feedback training data, and train their own AI and run it on our platform.
All right, and I think we have time for a last question that was just coming in. So how do you assure long-time quality while the AI is learning by human feedback?
Yeah, there are many companies out there who try to solve it, and we have something which is called das magische Dreieck von KI-Projekten. You might have heard it like magic triangle in project management, and we can assure for every AI release that the AI even increase in the accuracy and also like the scope what can be approved. And if you want to read something, there is a new article published today on Informatik Aktuell, It's a newspaper reporting about our quality assurance training AI models.